Hello everyone and welcome back to the Steemtrail Gaming Podcast. Today is the 10th of December 2017. My name is Kralizec and I will be one of your hosts. My other host is Tygergamer. Hello Tiger, how are you doing tonight?
Great, how about you?
I'm doing pretty well. I guess I should apologize to everybody that we are a little bit late, about an hour and a half than usual. It's totally my fault. I was gifted a little bit of a nice present by my girlfriend. I got tickets to the cinema, so I went to the cinema with her, and you know, with tickets that were already bought, I couldn't come earlier. But I guess
what did y'all see?
We went to see the new Murder on the Orient Express.
Okay.
It was actually better than I expected, but you know, that's not that much of a surprise because, well, they didn't write the script essentially. You know, they already had a story done. It wasn't like they could just make a bad story. The story is already good. No real surprise there. But the design was nice. It was like I was surprised on the cast. The cast was like insanely high budget. But yeah, if you're interested, I'm pretty sure my girlfriend will be reviewing the movie on her personal channel.
Okay.
But we are not here to talk about movies. We are here to talk about games. So Tiger, tell me, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been playing. I played in beta Dead Rising 4, so on PS4.
Okay. Tell us about it.
I would say this game, since this is the fourth game in the series, this has to be one of the glitchiest versions of the game.
A lot of bugs, you say?
Yes.
Can you like describe some?
Yeah, like one that I encountered at the very beginning of the game. Like in the game, you get to kill zombies, right?
Yeah, obviously.
And there was one zombie that was like floating in midair on its side. I was like, what the crap?
So yeah, that sort of sucks. Hopefully they can patch those out quickly.
Well, here's the thing: the game's been out for a year now. First came out on Xbox One, and as far as I know, that version also had bugs.
So that's probably not such a good sign. Maybe they just gave up on the bugs.
Maybe so.
But apart from the bugs, what do you think of the game?
If you just want to play a game where you just kill zombies and it's dumb zombie killing fun, give this game a try.
So it just sounds like, you know, something you play when your teacher makes you angry.
Yeah.
That's what I used to use these games for. Like whenever I was in school, I just got pissed on the teacher. I was like, you know, I'm just going to blow some zombie heads today.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's sort of sad that there's a lot of bugs in the game. Yeah. Okay. I also played a pretty interesting game. Something I actually got a review up on right now. So the game is called Nine Parchments. It's from Frozen Byte. And it's actually a quite good game, but has one fatal flaw. Like, seriously fatal flaw right now.
What's that?
Well, it's primarily a co-op game. You're, like, supposed to play it. But that's not a problem. The co-op is actually really good. I played it about an hour with my girlfriend. We got through like 2 bosses. We were pretty happy. But, you know, then we quit. We went to go a little bit shopping. We came back. We were like, yeah, so you want to play a little bit more? She was like, yeah, sure. So we loaded up the game and we found out the game doesn't allow you to continue your progress in multiplayer.
What?
Yes, I was like, what's going on? The game allowed me to continue from the point where we ended, but only single player.
That is stupid.
That is just baffling. And So right now the game actually has mixed reviews on Steam, and most of the people are complaining about this exact issue. So I'm really hoping that they will actually, patch it in. Because it's such an obvious feature for a co-op game, especially one that you can play locally. We didn't even have to play it like she was on her computer, I was on my computer. I played on she played on a keyboard, I played on a gamepad. But why is this feature missing?
Yeah, really.
I'm just lost for words. It seems like almost the most important feature in a co-op game.
Yeah.
And it pretty much forced me to reset my progress,
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to play alone. I wanted to play with my girlfriend. And we were sort of pissed that wasn't really an option at that point anymore. But otherwise, the game is good. The mechanics are awesome. There's an awesome elemental mechanic. So let's say, it's a fantasy mage game. It's like Diablo, essentially.
Yeah.
So, for example, I played a character that had one of his basic abilities was like this frost beam. And my girlfriend played a character that has one of his basic abilities, fire beam. And if you aim them to at one spot, they combine and create a steam beam. And that's a really cool mechanic. You can combine electricity with fire to create like this super potent fiery electricity. Probably the most amazing is when you combine the life and death beams. They just randomly explode at places. So I really like the game. The game looks stunning, like seriously stunning. The graphical design is amazing. So if you go for this purely as a single player game, you will have a really good time. But if you are specifically looking for a co-op game and you see, oh, this has co-op and it looks pretty decent for what I'm looking, either wait until they patch it in or just skip it, sadly. Because it's a good game, but or unless you just want to sit for 5-6 hours straight on and play it in one sitting. Or just the last option is just don't exit the game and leave it running while you do go other stuff. But that's not really an option for a lot of people.
No. Not in this day and age, it's not.
Yeah. It's really just saddened by this. But if you want to watch a review of it, as I said, it's on my personal channel. But beware, I went a little overboard. I was trying a new format for the review. It has 40 minutes. Normally I have reviews like 10 minutes. This one is like a little bit longer. Okay, what else you played, man?
Also played a little bit of Hat in Time.
How is it? I don't know much about it.
It pretty much pays homage to 3D platformers of the N64 era. Where you have to collect these in each level. It's like collect these hourglasses to get fuel for your ship. So, but it really takes inspiration from 3D platformers of the 90s.
Okay, so that doesn't sound bad, but is it any good? That's always the question.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Oh, that's good to hear. Does it improve on the mechanics and does it modernize them in any sort of way?
No, not really.
So if you're a nostalgia craving guy but you want a new game, then this is your shit.
Yeah. I have not completed the game yet. I'm still on the first world, so but it's actually a pretty good game so far. So
okay, hopefully it continues to be further in.
Yeah.
Okay, I got also one more game to talk about, but this one just really super briefly, because I haven't played much of it. Though not through the fault of the game, through completely my fault. So, the game's name is, oh god, the name was lost from my brain.
Hello Neighbor.
Yeah, Hello Neighbor. So, I couldn't get through the first act. I will be completely honest, I'm probably dumb as fuck. But I just couldn't understand like how to finish the first act, and to be honest, I didn't like the game. I'm not really a big fan of horrors. Not because I get scared of them, I actually get bored with them.
Yeah, same here.
You know, it was like, yeah, here's a jump scare. 5, 4, 3. Here's a jump scare. That's not really my thing. There are like 2 horrors I really liked in my life. One of them is The Ring, and the other is Event Horizon. And Event Horizon is actually the only one I watched ever I was really scared. And I was 9, so I don't know if that counts. But in terms of this being a horror game, it just seems too cheerfully colorful to be scary.
Yeah, really. I can see why.
And I will admit the villain is super creepy. Like, he catches you and he has this look on his face and you're like, what the fuck, dude? Whoever designed this has some serious mental issues. But I will completely not judge the game on any capacity. I don't know whether it's good, it's bad.
Yeah.
I just know it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah, what now I watched some gameplay of it. And as far as I know, if like the neighbor catches you, you go back to your house, right?
Yeah, you just like restart essentially the level. And there was this one instance where it didn't restart straight away, just put me in this super weird room where I went, and then there was a window. I looked out a window and there was this neighbor crying over his crashed car. And then you just went a little bit down the hall and there was a door saying exit, and it restarted again. I was like, the fuck? I have no clue what this means. This just doesn't give me anything. It is sort of creepy, but it's not really scary. But
yeah, you know one if if I was the one who designed the game, one thing I would put in the game, instead of you restarting the level, the neighbor locks you in one of his rooms. You have to find a way out.
Yeah, that was actually what I expected. Like, the game starts off actually looking like the neighbor caught you. You know, like the first cinematic you see, it actually seems like the neighbor caught you. I was like, oh, cool, so now I will have to puzzle my way out of here. No. I was like, what? There was this cinematic that obviously, like, literally showed him catching me. It was the same exact face he does when he catches you. He jumped through the window to catch you. I was like, why? I guess neither of us is just really the target audience.
Yeah. Real.
Okay, you played anything else this week?
No. How about you?
I played a few more games, but none of them are really worth speaking about. Not even, like, not giving them publicity, I don't think is worth it. I played one more game today, but I'm actually going to save that for next week because I'm going to make a review of it next week. And full disclaimer, I got that game for free. It looks pretty cool. It's actually a puzzle game called Close Code. It's not out yet, by the way. It's still 5 days from release.
Okay.
So that's why I'm not going to talk about it, because if I talk about it now, nobody will remember in a week. And it seems like a cool puzzle game. It's pretty interesting. Okay, then if we don't have any more games to talk about, I guess it's time for the news.
Yeah.
So I guess we start with the games that have been announced this week. And there is a lot of them.
Yes.
So let's start with, for example, Mega Man 11. So Mega Man 11 has been announced that during a live stream of Mega Man's 30th anniversary that it will be coming to the Nintendo Switch, PC, PS4 and Xbox One, so everywhere.
Yes.
And that's something I'm very happy about. Let me put on a trailer for you guys so you can see what we are actually talking about.
Mega Man comes back from the dead, finally.
Yes. And it should be releasing somewhere into 2018. We don't really know when exactly it will be releasing. Probably the most interesting thing about this release is the fact it won't have a pixel art look.
Nope.
That's like pretty surprising to me. I don't know if it was a surprise for you.
No, not really, considering when like Mega Man X came out for the PS1 and all that, and same with Mega Man 8 for PS1. Those don't have pixel art either, so it's really not a surprise to me. So
yeah, and we should also mention that the rest of the Mega Man's 10 will be coming to most of the platforms as well.
yes,
So to the platforms where they weren't released. And I'm actually really happy it's coming to the PC and to the Switch. You know, PC has been missing a lot of these old games. So, and you know, I'm a PC gamer, so for me it's just yay. And I'm glad it's coming to the Switch because I really like the Switch, and I want it to continue on being a success.
Yes, me too. Considering that I own one.
Okay, your quality has seemed to fallen somewhat, but hopefully it will fix itself out. You guys need to remember we're Skyping over half of the world. I'm in Europe, he's in America.
Yes. Yes.
So, sorry about that. But let's go on to the next release, World War Z video game. This was announced at the Game Awards. We don't really know much about it, apart that it's probably going to be a shooter because it's being developed by Time Shift and Saber Interactive. But that's really all we know. Let me put on a trailer for people. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a shooter or something else?
Yeah, possibly. Hopefully they will innovate on this genre, which is highly doubtful, but just have to wait and see.
Yeah, there was some talk of it being a multiplayer game, so that might be a thing. I would actually like it better if it was a single player game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because there are so many multiplayer zombie horde games.
Yeah.
And there aren't that many single player ones, though I will admit, based on the trailer, it actually seems like it will be another zombie horde game.
Yeah, and not to mention, I actually just remembered this. Techland, developers of Dying Light, they actually announced a Battle Royale mode for Dying Light.
Yeah, that's not really surprising. With the success of PUBG and Fortnite.
Yeah.
I think that will be, you know, everybody was the past years everybody was making MOBAs.
Yes.
This will be the few years of Battle Royale games.
Mhm.
I think most of them won't succeed, obviously, as most MOBAs haven't. And PUBG will obviously remain, at the very least, on the top for quite some time. So will Fortnite, just because they came in early.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to another new game announced this week. So the new Tomb Raider has been announced. And that's literally all we know.
Yes.
Like, yeah, so guys, we have a new Tomb Raider. And we're like, great. More information. They're like, no! We're like, great information, guys. Always useful. Yeah. I'm glad there's a new Tomb Raider. I really like the new series. It's quite well done. Though I will admit the nostalgia in me just is like Man, I wish the pointy boobs Lara Croft was back.
uh, who knows? There might be an Easter egg in the next game.
I wouldn't be surprised that all of that was an Easter egg. Okay, that's all we have about that. Let's move on to the next one. This one is a game called Witchfire. So Witchfire is a game from the creators of Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Again, it was announced at the Game Awards, as many other games have been, and it's going to be a shooter, which isn't really surprising. Let's again put on a trailer for everybody. It should be a dark fantasy shooter. Did you see the trailer for this?
Yes, I did. I watched the entire Game Awards, so...
Did you get... I got a vibe from it that they will be trying to create the shooter Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
So, and actually I like that concept. That concept seems pretty fucking amazing. I'm just scared how easily it is, how easily can you implement it inside a shooter. But at the very least, the graphical design is very reminiscent of Dark Souls. And maybe even more of Bloodborne.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this one. This one seems pretty amazing. There is no scheduled release date, and we don't really know much else. It's like, there will be some powers and like these things. Maybe even like a sort of a Bioshock sort of thingy.
Yeah. I can't wait to see what the game does, because so far to me it just seems like another first person shooter. So
yeah, I'm hoping it does something unique.
Yeah.
Okay, next up is something that I think you will be very happy about. Bayonetta 3.
Yep.
Exclusive for the Switch.
Yeah. And not to mention, the first two games are also coming to Switch too, so...
Yes, that is another thing. Again, this game was announced at the Game Awards. Again, let me put on a trailer for you guys. Bayonetta 3, what else can you really say? It's going to probably be pretty amazing.
Yep.
The first two games were like amazingly good. There is no official release date. What we know about the Bayonetta 1 and 2 is that those are coming to the Nintendo Switch on February 16th.
Yeah, which I'm definitely going to get, because I actually have not fully played 1 and 2, so...
Oh, so that's perfect for you.
Yes.
My only hope is that it will come to the PC and other consoles as well over time.
I'd say this. Bayonetta 2 was actually completely funded by Nintendo, so chances are this one might also be funded by Nintendo as well.
Yeah, but I did Bayonetta 2 come to PC? I'm not sure right now. Bayonetta 2 PC. So yeah, it doesn't seem... So it's playable through an emulator, and that's like, the power of the PC. We can actually emulate shit.
Yeah.
So I actually got to play a little bit of Zelda on my PC, the new one. But it wasn't through the Switch version. It was the Wii U.
The Wii U.
Yeah, because you could play it through... There's an emulator called CEMU. But obviously there isn't an emulator for the Switch, at least not yet. But as I know, the computer guys, they will probably make one eventually.
Yes, yeah, most definitely.
We're just like that. Okay, and we are actually coming on to our last announcement. A little bit of a disclaimer. This is obviously not the last game that was announced this week. We just didn't deem the rest of them worthy. That just sounds so silly.
Yeah.
So this one is called In the Valley of the Gods. And it is a game from Campo Santo, which is the developer of Firewatch. And his game is scheduled for 2019. Again, let's put on a trailer for you guys. We know a little bit. It should be a first-person adventure game. Obviously single player, probably somewhat similar to Firewatch in the way it plays, actually, I think. We know the setting. The setting is Egypt in the 1920s, and you are actually playing it with an AI-controlled partner.
Yep.
Otherwise, we don't really know much. The game looks quite interesting. My only problem is actually the developer right now. So I remember him saying something super stupid last year. He like dissed somebody, and I really didn't like it, but I don't remember what it was. Oh man, that talks just shit about my attention span.
If I remember, didn't he crap. Didn't he
Oh, he issued the DMCA against PewDiePie after he said
Yes,
Ninja.
yes.
So that's like literally the only thing right now stopping me just from being excited for this game, because I'm not sure if I want to support him. But you know, the thing is, if a game is good, we should just just judge the game based on whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So I think I will try it out at the very least, but it's still, I know it's 2 years. Maybe he will just do something completely stupid and I'll be like, fuck him. Maybe he will redeem himself in my eyes. Who knows? It's a long time. Okay, and we got one little more game announcement this week. It's not really a game announcement. Oh, it is technically, because the game isn't out yet. But it will be coming on the 20th of December, completely free to play. And it's a new Portal game. That sounds super awesome, right? You know, Portal. Portal's awesome.
Yeah.
This will not be Portal 3, sadly. I would really love to have a Portal 3. Man, please, Valve. Number 3. It's not that hard.
Remember, they cannot count to 3.
I know. But actually, this still seems like a pretty cool game. So I think many of you will be familiar with the game Bridge Constructor. That little mobile title, which you just, you make bridges, and hopefully they work and you get a car from one side of the river to the other. So we're going to get Bridge Constructor Portal. And I will actually review it. I'm pretty sure I will, but I have one big dilemma.
What's that?
Should I review purely the PC version, purely the mobile version, or both and compare them?
I'd say if you have the time and resources, I'll say do both of them to compare them.
But the thing is, then I need to decide on which platform I will play it first. Because obviously the second platform I will play it on, the experience will be quite different because I will already know the solutions to the bridges.
Yeah.
So like my only thought here was actually playing like one level on PC, 2 levels on the mobile, then 2 levels on the PC, 2 levels on the mobile. So I would always play 1 level freshly on each device. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But that seems like just like silly, almost. So I'm actually wondering if I'll leave the mobile review to my girlfriend. But the thing is, I would sort of have to force her to do a review of the game. She has never done one. So, and I also don't want to be a jerk boyfriend. Will you try this out on your phone?
Yeah, I will. Since it's coming to mobile, and if it's coming to Android, I'll definitely give it a try.
And it's actually going to come to consoles as well, but sometime in 2018.
Yeah.
But it seems like a just nice little bridge constructor game. There are actually a lot of them. There's Bridge Constructor Stunt, Bridge Constructor Playground, Bridge Constructor Medieval. But yeah, Portal might be pretty interesting.
You know what? I just had an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You do the PC, and I'll do the mobile.
Okay, I'm fine with that. And then we can talk about it. But for once, you cannot do a let's play. You have to do a review.
Yep. Well, I'll have it'll be on my phone, so I can't do a let's play anyways.
Oh, you can. There are ways to record with your phone.
Oh yeah, true. I have a Galaxy S7. I think there's a way to do it on there.
But you know, it will be nice if we could like make a. You know, we don't even have to make each one separate review. We could make like a co-op review. That could be pretty interesting. So yeah, I think that's a good deal. So co-op review. I'm doing the PC version. You're doing the mobile version, and we both need to play it as soon as it releases.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a quite nice deal. Okay, and now we are actually finally moving on to news. So like things that happened. And unsurprisingly, let's talk about EA. Yay.
Again.
Yeah, like what the fuck, EA? What are you doing? Are you just like giving up at this point or what? I really don't know. So let's talk about UFC 3. So did you hear about a controversy?
About having microtransactions as well?
Yes, and even worse than Battlefront 2. So essentially, as far as I understand, the microtransactions in the game are pretty much so you can buy boosts for PvP that make your character stronger or make your character have more stamina, and they're all temporary boosts. And when people like started, so this is probably really shitty. You know what EA said?
What's that?
We will try to matchmake you to people who also have these boosts. Seriously? Like, I don't know what's going on in EA.
Yeah, it seems like they just have like a machine gun, and they just release the rounds into their own foot.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm just baffled at this point. So, the thing is, there are a lot of people who spend a shit ton of money on these kind of games in the ultimate team mode. You know, like there's in FIFA or NBA or whatever. Mm-hmm. The same thing is here in the UFC 3 game. By the way, it's a fighting game if anybody doesn't know. And I showed a trailer during what we were speaking a little bit back. But I don't know. I'm just at a loss here. And at this point, I just want EA to go bankrupt, but that I know that will not happen. But I'm hoping
it will not.
But you know what will definitely happen at the end of this? What's the word in economics?
Fiscal year.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, what will happen at the end of this fiscal year? People will get fired, and that's pretty obvious because they screwed up badly. Okay, we had actually two more topics to talk about EA, sort of. One is purely EA, and one is caused by EA. So let's go on the one that was caused by EA. So a US lawmaker from Hawaii named Chris Lee, he's a Democratic state representative, was like incredibly critical of the business model of loot boxes. And he essentially accused EA of creating a Star Wars themed casino, which yeah, they did, let's be honest.
Yeah, they did.
And he just proposed a ban on loot boxes in the US.
Yay.
Would you agree with that?
Somewhat, yes. Because I mean, in loot boxes, sometimes you get duplicates, sometimes you might get something that you don't want, you know?
So I wonder, did you watch my video, which I titled "The Real Problem with Loot Boxes"?
No, I did not.
Okay, so let me just quickly explain my position there. So I personally completely agree with him because I believe loot boxes are one of the worst things to happen in the gaming industry, probably, maybe even ever. Because, for one thing, yes, they are gambling, and I actually think they are worse than gambling. So, either case, whether you're gambling, or you're playing the loot boxes, you're always losing money.
Yes.
But the problem with both of them is the fact that they are addicting.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they are addicting, at least as far as I understand psychology of gambling. So let's take slot machines, for example, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you have a 5% chance to win something in each spin. So 5% of the time, you get that dopamine that tells you, yes, I fucking won, if you try for the first time. And to be honest, most adults, most healthy adults, can deal with that. And they can handle it. And this is essentially the system of loot boxes. They're essentially slot machines these days. And
yes.
We're introducing 12-year-olds to them. And most 12-year-olds just... Sorry, 12-year-olds, but you don't have the mental capacity to handle that. Your brain just isn't that far along its development. But the bigger problem is that you only win 5% time playing a slot machine. How often do you win playing loot boxes?
Not that much.
No, that's the problem. You actually win always. You might not win the thing you want, but you still win something. You know, 5% chance for win is for the low price in spin machines. To win the jackpot, you have like 1 in a million. You actually have much higher chances of winning in loot boxes. And that might sound like a good thing, but it's actually a bad thing because the addiction gets created much fucking faster.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the real issue. So I really believe loot boxes need to go.
Yes.
That was essentially all my point inside that video. And I was going a little bit more in depth inside the psychology and probabilities, etc.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I completely support this guy.
Yes.
Please ban loot boxes. You got anything else to say to this?
Yeah, I would say, I would agree with him too, because, I mean, in all honesty, when a game, like, great example, Battlefront 2, when the game was first shown off at E3 this past year, I was like, I might actually get this game. But when they started doing this microtransaction stuff, I was like, no thank you.
And I wouldn't have a problem with microtransactions if they were like, so we have this cool skin for Darth Vader that makes him, I don't know, have angel wings, whatever, I'm just saying shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that costs $5. And I'll be like, fine, if I want that, I pay $5.
Yeah.
But me getting shit randomly, nah.
Yeah, that too. I would say to the developers, if y'all want to have microtransactions in your game, go with the Warframe model. Have a marketplace with the items in there, but also have it to where you can earn them in game as well. Yeah,
I completely agree. And on that topic, there was actually one game we decided to skip this week in the game announcements. Was the new Lord of the Rings card game. That actually uses that model. It doesn't have, like random card packs, because card packs are essentially loot boxes with cards.
Yeah.
We just don't call them that. But you actually like buy an expansion and you get all the cards in that expansion for a fixed price. And that was literally the only reason I was like, damn, I might check it out, because I'm pretty over card games after playing Hearthstone 3 years pretty seriously. But this business model seems so much more better. That's the only way to say it. It's not about being fair, it's just better.
Yeah.
Okay, and we actually got a little bit Battlefront news. For once, it's actually good. So it seems that maybe, not certainly, microtransactions might not be coming back to Battlefront.
Okay.
And I'm just going to go. This is coming because of Disney.
Yeah. But I'll say this: if they do not return, and since the game was built around them, I'll say this: DICE will have to rebalance the game to make it to where it would work without the microtransactions.
Yeah, that will obviously need to happen. But again, I just think it's happened because of Disney, and maybe a little bit because of the petition. You know which petition? I mean, the one that said EA shouldn't have the brand anymore. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Because when I was reporting on it, I think it was 2 days ago, it had almost 200,000 people signed under it. So a lot of people are pissed at EA, and it's not really that hard to make people pissed on EA these days.
Yeah. When when I found out that a few years ago when Disney gave the rights to EA for them to make Star Wars games, I was like, bad idea.
Yeah. Pretty obviously. So hopefully it won't be. I really hope they don't come back, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay, and our last piece of news for today. This isn't really something a lot of people will be concerned about, but it is the fact that Steam is now ending the support for Bitcoin. So previously you were capable of buying games with Bitcoin. Now you are not anymore. Sadly, that just happened. It's I will say honestly, it's not really that surprising. It's I will guess that actually they made a shit ton of money on this because
yes,
it just rose through the roof at this point. But I understand why they're doing it. The fact that, so let's say there's a $10 game and Bitcoin rises 10%, suddenly it's $11 game if you just paid some amount of Bitcoin. And it's not really friendly towards the consumers nor the company because it's so volatile that it's really hard to plan your way around this.
Yeah, true.
Not really much to do about it. It's just I understand why they did it, but that happens. And also there's the fact that there's transaction costs. That probably was a pretty big deal for them as well. Especially on super small things,
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually it for the news. So, before we go to the last part of the show, we should mention one thing. There will be a special podcast live tomorrow, the usual time, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
And it will be just us talking about the Game Awards and about the Steam Awards.
Yep.
So be sure
and PSX.
Yeah, and PlayStation X. We previously planned to talk about it here, but it would just make this podcast go insanely long.
Yes.
And we didn't want that to happen. We want to keep our podcast here around an hour. And if we went to talk about that, we would probably go maybe even 2.5 hours, maybe even 3 hours. So, yeah. Tomorrow, the usual time, that's 8 o'clock GMT. What's the time in America?
Uh, 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 p.m. Central, and 12 o'clock Western Pacific.
Yeah, so if you want to catch us talking about the Game Awards, the Steam Awards, and about the PlayStation experience, then be sure to tune in tomorrow. And that allows us to move into the last segment of our show, and that is game recommendations. So, what do you have to recommend this week?
I only have one. Okami HD. It's like a Japanese. It's like inspired by Japanese art. It's actually pretty cool.
Okay, let me actually put on a trailer for everybody to watch. So yeah, can you like tell us about it a little bit more? Because it is actually a remaster.
Yeah, I used to play this game back in the 8th grade. You play as the I forgot the name of but you play as the sun god of Japan, and pretty much your attack, you guys have to like draw on the screen of what elements you want to use.
Okay.
To attack.
So that actually sounds pretty cool, and hopefully the remaster is good as well.
Yeah, most definitely will. It costs $20 on PS4, and I think also on Xbox One, and I think it also costs the same on PC if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it does. And I also got one game to recommend. For me, the name of the game is Rumu. So, it seems to be a little puzzle game about a vacuum cleaner. And it looks really like charming. I was watching the trailer for it with my girlfriend. You know, when I was going through the games, like, so what could I recommend next week? And she was like, "Oh, this looks like Wall-E." So yeah, it actually sort of does look like Wall-E. But it sort of also has this, I would call, sinister tone in the trailer if you watch it with sound. So yeah, I'm going to probably make a review of that as well. It's coming out in 2 days. There's no price yet available. So, sadly. Okay, with that being said, I guess it's time to chill.
Yep. You can find me as Tygergamer on YouTube and at Tygergamer on STEEMIT.
Okay, and you can find me as Kralizec Gaming on YouTube, where I make reviews, and you can find me as Kralizec on STEEMIT. And with that being said, that's probably going to be it for today.
Yep.
So, hope you guys enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, be sure to give us a like. If you didn't, you know what to do. You should dislike. And if you really liked it, you should subscribe to our channel. Potentially follow our blogs on STEEMIT or our personal channels on YouTube.
Yep.
And with that being said, see you guys later with more gaming content.
Yeah, have a good one.